I was out in the world yesterday. Yeah, I was out there and something crossed my mind. So I grabbed the first thing I could get a hold of, which was right there. And I wrote it down. See, look. Ooh. The transition from adolescence to adulthood. As a teenager, we think everybody's stupid. As an adult, we have evidence. That's about 9:05 a.m. 09:05, Tuesday, April 2021. I figured I'd write it down. I never took any time to consider whether it meant anything or not. Like I couldn't figure out why it popped into my head. You know, things just roll around. We get used to that, right? No reason to have to look for a reason for every damn thing. It'll present itself. And if you're doing all right, then you're prepared for it. Nothing ends just because something happened. You just go with it, Like the deputy said to Stacy Keach when they both got unwittingly stoned and up in smoke. He said to Stacy Keach, who's freaking out, because, he's freaking out. Reefer madness. And the deputy says, just go with it, man. That's what you do. Something pops up, you go with it. You don't look for something for it to mean. You just, nothing wrong with being prepared. But some things like that, the transition from adolescence to adulthood, as a teenager, we think everybody's stupid. As an adult, we have evidence, Is that something to look for a reason? Why did that pop into my head? You're wasting time when you should be thinking about work. Something like that, So these things just happen. And so I went out and got the mail earlier, and I looked, and I said, what the fuck is that? And it's this damn, what do you call it? Victoria's Sincerity magazine. Let's get a look. I'm looking at this. I looked at it and I felt disgusted immediately. I was like, holy crap. And it's saying something, every day is Mother's Day. And so you got that. And I'm going, is that the daughter that the mother is kissing? That must be what it is if it's about Mother's Day. Because if it's not and they're lovers, that girl she's kissing, she looks a little bit too young for me. Sorry. You got to have somebody you can talk to. At least you can explain why you're abusing them, whatever it is. But I figure it's a mother and a daughter, and this woman is just absolutely pregnant, about to expurgate another one. And I was just like, go ahead. There's plenty of oxygen for all of us, And it made me think about how in my teenage years is when it first started happening. I'd see a pregnant woman and I'd automatically feel disgust. You know, it's like, God, I've never found a pregnant woman attractive. Why do they keep pushing on us? What man has ever found a pregnant woman attractive? And, I didn't like it. It just felt stupid. And then they started putting this stuff on everything. It's just, oh my God. Isn't that just disgusting? When they started putting this stuff all over magazines, and I just felt revolt. I was like, that's just fucking hideous. And I realized why I had found pregnant women disturbing when I was a teenager. Seeing it that way, I realized if it's not mine, I just find it utterly offensive. It's just, and so here we come to, as a teenager, we think the whole world's stupid. But as an adult, we have evidence. That's what it's about. There's no man in the world that finds, I don't know. Well, here's the thing, unless it's your own. That's it. There's no man in the world finds, there's no man and a woman in the world that finds a pregnant woman attractive, unless it's his wife, unless it's his. You know, why the hell you want to see somebody else's kids being born? It's just disturbing. Look. Even women. Well, women are more sisterhood-like. So, they've all sharing that same mitochondria, fucking DNA that comes from the mother, and what I learned long ago, and people might be telling you otherwise, and if they're telling you otherwise, they might be right. I'm not going to say one way or the other, but evidently it's the same fucking mitochondriacal DNA that goes, all women share. There's a sisterhood, and it only passes from woman to daughter. It doesn't pass to the guy. That's what I was taught. Maybe they were just figuring it out then, and they got things wrong a little bit. But so I guess a woman might find another woman pregnant being beautiful to look at. I don't understand why. I was in mind, body, and spirit class with Dr. Mira Zusman at San Jose State. And there was one person in there that was pretty loud and outspoken. And she had to be heard. And the one day in there, I don't know what we were talking about. It's a mind, body, and spirit class, but she decided to blurt out, I think the whole society should be more like a lion's pride, where the lioness rules, and it's all the women together, and there's just a guy walking around. And I'm sitting there, and when people just love to be heard, I like them to know that I heard them. And I said to her across the room a little bit, I said, so what you're telling me is that you want the pride there with the male lion, and then 2 or 3 rogue lions come in that don't have a pride of their own, and they fight and kill the lion that has the pride, that's the father of all the babies, and then they fight each other to see who's gonna get the pride. Gang up on the motherfucker. There's murder in numbers. And then kills all the cubs, wipes out the bloodline of the previous Lion King dude. And then what it does is it causes the lionesses in the pride to go into estrus, to go into heat, and they breed with the new leader of the fucking pride and have all his kids. I said, is that what you want? You want men running around killing your babies and fucking taking you so you can have theirs? And she just, sometimes people don't know what they're talking about. As I say, the transition from adolescence to adulthood. As a teenager, we think everybody's stupid. As an adult, we have evidence. And as a postscript, I do have to say, what we realize as adults that we didn't realize as youngsters was that all these people, the cops and the lawyers and the politicians and the doctors, all these people we looked at when we were younger and believed the shit that they tell us on TV, that these are very special people, they're heroes, they're worthy of honor. And then as you become an adult, right there, leaving adolescence and heading into maturity, you realize these are all people just like any one of us. I'm not going to say everybody in here could have been a lawyer, but many of us, if we'd chosen to be, we could have passed the bar. Enough of them. But you look at them in action, and they're just like that. They don't care. They're not special. They're not so willing to help you. Many of them, they are just trying to put someone away under every circumstance. There's no getting away with it. They're going to screw the system. They're going to lie, and they're going to cheat, and they're going to do all this so they can get a big case that they want, and then they can become a judge. And a judge is a lawyer. Now a cop, on the other hand, I'm sorry to say, I could have easily been a cop. I could still become a cop if I wanted to. I thought about doing that as a joke a few years ago. But, yeah. I shouldn't have you paying me as just the punchline of a joke. So as adults, in postscript, all these people that we hold in such high esteem, and these doctors that don't give a shit about you, and everybody else, these highfalutin occupations. Certainly there are some that are very good in all of them, and I respect that highly. Major Temple is a U.S. Army guy. He was good at what he did. He was smart. He knew his thing. He could have been anything, and this is what he was, and this was what he was born to be. Those are people I can respect. Those that actually hold to the truth of the lie they're telling us. They believe it and it works, and good for you. But all these other fuckers, we have the evidence.